Hey guys, this is Ami Thakkar again from MSCID first year DICT. Here I'm going to explain you about the implementation of my project. Let us let me make you focus on one thing that I'm going to explain you the only one module of the project, that is complaint registration. So now my project follows J2EE MVC pattern. So there is model, view and controller. Now let us have a look at first model. Here there is a model package and the complaint model. So what things are included in model? In model, we have some attributes defined. Then there are getter and setter methods. Getter methods will retrieve the value of the attribute from into any class whenever the object of the model will be created and called. And this method is called, right? And setter method. Setter method will help us re- to set some value to the given attribute. It can be done by other class by creating object of this model class and calling the setter method. Right? Now let us have a look at view. Here is my complaint registration .jsp file. So the as we have let us look at the view. Here are the here is the view. So the fields are complaint type, complaint description, address, area, and personal details like Aadhaar ID, name, mobile number, email. Okay, you will have to fill these details. This comes directly from the database and dynamically as per the entry in the database. Okay, now you can just report the complaint. Now let us get back to this thing. So here, as you have seen, there are fields like complaint type, then complaint description, then address and area. Have a look, focus on this, that this is dynamically called from the database. So these entries are not fixed at the time of coding, it is dynamic. The entry comes from the database and the following fields are same as you said this. Now there's a important thing in this, a point to be noted, that as soon as you click on the submit button, the page will be redirected to this thing, that is insert complaint. This is our controller. So let us have a look at it. Insert complaint controller is having some servlet request and servlet response variables, right? Now it is creating an object of CCRS for fetching data from the database. You might be remembering that controller interacts with the database. So here we just created simple object of that. Now an object. So here we are getting some parameters from the .jsp page. So let us have a look at it first. Okay, let us see this thing here. The whatever we enter in this text box will be stored in the parameter name phone. So we can fetch this by accessing this page, by accessing the this parameter value. So by calling get parameter method and passing the name of the phone, we can access the phone number that is set while complaint registration. So this is just stored in the variable. And by calling setter method of the model, remember this is the model, citizen model. And by creating an object and calling the set method, we can set the value of it. So this is what the controller page does. And now it will call the method of the DAO object. So verify citizen. Let us redirect to it. So it is this DAO interface where the methods are only declared. right? So verify citizen is the method we require for complaint registration. This method will be this method will go to the authentication controller page and check if the other ID and name of the citizen is matching or not, and further it will process. So let us go to that. Verify citizen. So here it is. So this is our database name citizen authentication. This is our schema name citizen authentication, and this is authentication database. So here we will execute a query name select star from citizen authentication dot authentication where Aadhaar ID is equals to this and citizen name is equal to this. You can see these are the citizen, and the citizen is underscore O is the object of the model class, and we can retrieve the object other ID get other ID method by this object and citizen name also. So it will be set true only if this query executes. So if this query executes, we call the another method named insert complaint and insert citizen. So let us have a look at insert citizen. It will enter details in citizen table of the citizen, right? So what are the attributes over here? That is Aadhaar ID, Aadhaar ID, then name, then mobile number, address, citizen, email ID. This thing. So we will fire this query, and if it executes successfully, then there will be a message that citizen successfully inserted, right? That citizen details are successfully inserted. Now, what are the other method called? So insert complaint is another method called which will register the actual complaint. So these are the breakpoints. Mhm. So what does this method do? It will first set the complaint ID which will be random. Then as per we have selected an area, right? So like Maninagar, Isanpur and etc. But we need a ID from that. So this query will retrieve all the details of the selected area name. So now we will fetch another query like a result set. Uh, these are result set object. So rs underscore a dot get string area id. By this you can get area id of the particular area name. Now another query is that to fetch the details of the department. We have just selected department name, right? We don't have department id. So this query will get us the department id from this. Now we need to see that which agent is holding our request of complaint registration to filter it, right? So select user id. User id is a table which will contain details of the agent, officer and admin. So select user id from the ccrs.user where user department equals to ad, that is we id will be passed, department id will be passed, and user id like ag percentage. What does this ag percentage do? ag percentage will fetch all the users with whose starting string is starting characters of the string is ag, right? So we will get an agent id who will be responsible for the particular department. Same way we can get the officer id by this. So, where here only change in the query is user id like of. So we can get the particular department officer by this. Now for inserting complaint, these are our attributes. That is complaint id, Aadhaar id, complaint status, date, officer id, department id, Here there are extra attributes called verify agent and verify officer, right? So while just registering complaint, this is boolean. So verify agent and verify officer will be set to false. So all the details of the complaint will be stored in database. While agent verifies it, it will be stored as true. While so that it can filter some complaint. Now agent ID, agent command, citizen command, and area ID. So this query will be executing an insert request on database, and after completion, you can get the complaint successfully inserted.